Did you know that ants have been farming other insects for millions of years? It's true. Over 35 million years ago, a tiny drop of resin trapped an ant, carrying an aphid, giving us the first recorded evidence of this ancient practice. Fast forward to today, and that same ant-aphid relationship is still playing out right in our backyards. But here's the real question. Are ants and aphids actually hurting your garden? Or could they be doing some good? Stick around, because in this video, we'll explore the fascinating connection between ants and aphids, what it means for your plants, and the best ways to protect your garden from these tiny invaders. Plus, if you watch until the end, I've got a simple, eco-friendly trick that can save your plants without using harmful chemicals. So, what's the deal with ants in your garden? Most of us see them scurrying around and think they're nothing but a nuisance, right? But here's the surprise: ants might actually be your garden's hidden allies. While you might be tempted to get rid of them, most ant species are far from harmful. In fact, they play a key role in keeping your garden healthy. How, you ask? Well, ants naturally aerate the soil as they dig their tunnels, which helps plant roots breathe and grow stronger. Their waste also acts like a natural fertilizer, providing nutrients that boost your plants. And get this, some ants even help pollinate your flowers. So before you start chasing them out, it's worth thinking about whether these tiny workers are really helping your garden more than hurting it. Now, before you go grabbing that ant spray, let's clear something up. Most ants aren't the enemy. Out of the thousands of ant species in the world, only a small handful are actually pests. The rest? Well, they prefer to live outdoors, and they're doing your garden better than you might think. These ants help create a healthy ecosystem by munching on other pests like caterpillars, keeping those harmful bugs in check. So, if you see ants in your garden, it might actually be a sign that your soil is in great shape. So, we've covered ants, but what about aphids? These little critters are often labeled as garden villains, but are they really that bad? Sure, they can damage your plants, but having a few aphids here and there isn't the end of the world. In fact, they usually show up when your plants are stressed or over-fertilized, especially if there's too much nitrogen in the soil. Think of aphids as a natural warning sign. Your plants might need a bit of extra care. And here's the silver lining. Aphids actually attract some garden heroes like birds, ladybugs, and lacewings, which love to snack on them. So in a way, aphids can help bring balance to your garden's ecosystem. Now, here's where things get really fascinating. Ants and aphids don't just coexist, they actually help each other out in a way that's almost like farming. You see, aphids produce a sugary substance called honeydew as waste, and ants love it. In fact, ants will gently milk the aphids, coaxing them to release that sweet honeydew. In return, the ants protect the aphids from predators like ladybugs. It's an incredible relationship, but when this teamwork starts happening around your garden plants, that's when it becomes a problem. Too many aphids can cause serious damage, and the ants will be right there defending them. So when does this ant-aphid partnership become a problem for your garden? It's time to be concerned when you see ants and aphids teaming up on a plant that you really care about. While a few ants or aphids on their own aren't usually a big deal, their combined effort can be destructive. Aphids, with their honeydew-producing ways, attract ants, and together they can drain your plants of essential nutrients. When you spot this duo causing trouble, it's crucial to step in and protect your garden to prevent serious damage. So how can you tackle those pesky ants without resorting to harsh chemicals? Here's a simple, eco-friendly trick: use water. If you find ants setting up camp in your potted plants or garden beds, just keep the area well watered throughout the day. Ants prefer dry conditions, so by making their home too wet, they'll naturally seek a drier place to settle. If you discover a small anthill near your precious plants, there's a straightforward way to deal with it: use boiling water. This method is particularly effective for newer, smaller anthills. Gently pour the boiling water over the mound, aiming to target the ants directly while minimizing disruption to the surrounding soil. For those more persistent ant problems, you might need something a bit stronger, the borax in sugar solution. This DIY remedy is both effective and natural. Here's how it works. Mix 1 part borax with either 3 or 6 parts sugar, depending on how potent you want the bait to be. Add a bit of water to create a paste, and then place it where you see the most ant activity. The ants will eagerly take this bait back to their colony, where they'll feed it to the queen. This will eventually lead to the collapse of the entire colony. Just a heads up, be cautious if you have pets or young kids around, as borax can be toxic if ingested. When it comes to dealing with aphids, sometimes the best tool is right in your garden shed, your garden hose. Simply spraying your plants with a strong jet of water can effectively dislodge aphids and cut down their numbers. It's quite satisfying to see them get blasted away, but be sure to use a gentle setting to avoid harming your plants. This straightforward approach helps keep your garden aphid-free without the need for harsh chemicals. For a more thorough and eco-friendly approach to tackling aphids, you can whip up a homemade spray that's both safe and effective. Mix 2 tablespoons of Castile soap with a quart of water, give it a good shake, and then spray it directly onto the plants suffering from aphid infestations. This simple solution not only kills aphids, but also ensures your plants stay unharmed and your garden remains environmentally friendly. And there you have it, understanding ants and aphids can reveal a surprising mix of friendship and conflict in your garden. The trick is to know when these tiny creatures are actually helping and when their presence becomes a problem. From eco-friendly watering and boiling water to homemade sprays, these methods offer natural solutions to keep your garden flourishing without the need for harsh chemicals. Good luck with your garden, and remember, a thriving ecosystem is all about balance. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips and tricks. Keep on growing.